What's next on the agenda?
Well, Mont, and before I pour the wine, a little background on Mont. I had the pleasure of visiting Mont in 2010. I didn't know much about it up until then because I was more focused on Madiran and Pacheronk and these more well-known appellations. And at the time, they were a VDQS. So currently, the Cotes Gascogne wines are IGP. So, which took over for the old Vin de Paris, and VDQS was eliminated, and most of the wine regions in the VDQSQ were pushed into the AOP. So now here, Mont has been elevated to AOP status, but for the whites, again, they behave the same way as Jurançon or Pacheronk, same grape varieties: Gros Manseng, Petit Manseng, Petit Corbu, Roufiac. And the reds are led by Tanat, as I say, to be or to not to be. And we can have a Madiran moment later on.
Okay.
But the wines of Mont, I visited. So this is Mont, Producteur Mont, and they own quite a lot of area and land all around the Gascon region. They have wines in Gascony. They have wines in Mont, they have Madiran, they have lots of holdings all over. And the one thing that struck me is that this is a fairly old region. There's a lot of old castles here. There's a castle that's been there since 1200 that we visited that's still standing, through all the wars. And one of the things that struck me that doesn't have anything to do with these wines, but I visited a vineyard that was nearly 200 years old.
Which is fascinating.
Yes, very fascinating. It's owned by an 85-year-old man, Peter Bernabe. I believe in France it's now, I don't know what they would call it, but it's a historical landmark. I think last year that the French government made it a historic landmark. So picture this is like a museum or a piece of art history in the ground that survived phylloxera. They don't know what family of grapes or what the specific varieties are. They can't get the ampelographic. Information,
which is shocking because
that's huge.
Yeah, but we've got pretty good DNA records at this point of the whole family
and you have
tree.
all the sequencing and all the stuff. Yeah, so they don't know exactly what it's related to, but there's 9 different clear different varieties, and these plants do produce a cluster or 2 per vine, and that to me was really eye-opening. That this little area, unknown Mont, has the oldest vineyard in France, if not in Europe. Not producing commercial wine, not producing wine, but it's producing berries. And the old man, Mr. Peternabe, is very, very proud of his vineyard. And I was telling Greg earlier, he kind of shuffles around the vineyard, and he has glasses and a beret. He wears the beret. Which is very common in southwest France, to wear the beret. Yeah. And he has his pruning shears, and who knows what he does, but he has them in his hand,
snip,
he snips, but he snips one thing here or there, but this is his little gem. And Mont really, to me, should get better recognition than it does, and I think the wines.
I mean, it's new. It's new to me.
Yeah.
It's I have been aware of it, but I cannot honestly remember the last time since I was in retail that I saw a bottle.